Now, when you think of the future of fashion, what comes to mind? Well, let's take a look-see, shall we, at what's happening right now on one of fashion's biggest stages. Check out this fashion show in New York City. It's the fashion show that anyone who is anyone is talking about. Colorful, futuristic designs like that one right there. They're being judged by the industry's biggest names. The people in the front row, they look pretty impressed. Wait, just a minute. Take a close look here. Anything off? Do these look like real people? No. In fact, nothing you see right now is real. Not the model, not the clothes, not the runway, not even the fashion photographer that has taken this picture. There is no fashion photographer. It is all AI generated. Hundreds of collections were submitted to the first ever AI Fashion Week from designers all around the world. The only rule: everything had to be designed 100% virtually. And it's not just the outfits. Participants were also asked to consider all parts of a fashion show, including front row atmosphere and backstage moments. Look at all those pictures. Pretty wild stuff. Here to discuss is Sinead Bovell. She's a model for brands like DKNY, Ferragamo. She's also the founder of the tech education company Away. First off, an AI Fashion Week. What do you think?
I think I myself am a little bit shocked at the pace that things are moving, but I think on the one hand, it's quite exciting. The purpose of fashion is to really push the frontier of design and creativity forward, and that's exactly what we're seeing when we see design in a computer or these AI-generated imagery. At the same time, it does, of course, raise a lot of questions. What does the future of this industry look like, and for all of the professions that rely on it?
And Sinead, talking about some of these other jobs in the fashion world, possibly at risk of being replaced by AI, I mean, how long is that list?
Right. So, of course, as you saw there, we have fashion models, but then also photographers, designers. It changes who gets to be a designer, production, set, crew. There's an entire ecosystem and supply chain. Ultimately, even actually the making of clothes and the demand for physical clothes could change as a result of this. So there's the first, second, and tertiary order impacts of AI in the fashion industry.
And Sinead, do you see like a future where real models are still working with the industry, but also with AI studios?
Right. That's a really great question. I think the jury is still out as to how society will respond to AI-generated fashion models and where we'll continue to derive influence from going forward. Even just 15 years ago, the idea of an influencer wasn't really something that most of us were familiar with, and now here we are. So technology continues to challenge and to change the dynamics, especially when it comes to the arts and fashion. But it will be interesting to see, do AI models start to build their own persona and be something that the society naturally adopts to and gravitates towards, or do we find it a little bit uncanny and we might prefer that human element to it? It is really hard to say at this point in time. And in terms of the big fashion models, will we see them maybe build a digital twin of themselves so they just have more assets for themselves in the digital world? That is also a possibility. So the jury is still out on which direction this goes and how it's received by society.
Sinead, just talking to you, hearing you talk about uncanny and thinking about the uncanny valley and also seeing the faces pop up right next to you in those boxes. I don't know if you saw, but that uncanny valley, I mean, when it comes to pictures, isn't really at play here. I mean, we've made such leaps and bounds when it comes to how realistic all this looks. I do want to ask you, Levi's caught some backlash a few weeks ago after it was announcing it's going to use AI to generate models of more diverse body types and skin tones. I mean, what concerns do you have about companies using this technology and also trying to represent humans, but they're not like using humans at all?
Yeah, so this is a concern that I kind of flagged about a year ago, and I call it the diversity illusion, where we can see potentially brands automating identities, but essentially putting diverse bodies into those avatars, into those AI-generated human identities, but the people behind the screen actually coding those AI-generated figures aren't diverse themselves. And this creates this diversity illusion, and I think can be quite problematic going forward. With Levi's, they quickly walked back that statement statement that it was to enhance diversity. They said that it wouldn't actually lead to any cuts of physical models, of human models. But that's something that we have to be really cognizant of. Who's actually getting automated and whose identity is going to continue to get profited off of.
And Sinead, this is a very weird question because it's not something that you hear in the same sentence, but like fashion, AI regulation, what do you think?
Right. So I think with fashion, what you have maybe also seen over the past couple of weeks are things like an AI-generated Pope Francis in a Balenciaga-inspired jacket. So in the same world and with the same technology, the idea of transparency, of watermarks when we see AI identities or AI-generated humans, that could be a conversation that we want to have. And should we do things like mandate watermarks when people come across AI-generated identities just to prevent any form of manipulation and any form of uncertainty? And I think people might feel a little bit more comfortable if we have some of those guardrails and safety measures in place.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.